performances have been very volatile in a sense. Like you had Saudi E-League and then you went straight back down when they played in their home region. So I don't really know what to expect. They can have really good results.
I can see your phone already starting to get some pings.
Thinking the same thing.
I'm just saying facts. Okay, they did good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Addy, put the camera on me real quick. The truth hurts sometimes, but it's true.
He didn't wait for the...
I know
he didn't wait for the solo shot. Yeah.
Nah, he did it. It's okay.
Too
late.
There you go. Now do it again. Do it again.
No.
Okay.
Okay. The truth hurts. Aww. The truth hurts.
We got it 3 times.
Thank you.
We got there eventually, right?
The charm.
What about Falcons, man? Honestly, when I start talking about weak teams, to me, Falcons was one of those teams that I had in my mind.
I agree with that statement. Was.
Do you have
Would you elaborate?
something else? Yeah.
No. I was just enjoying the laughter in the background. But there were, I mean,
I think they're sending messages to Max right now on Instagram.
Before All-Stars, I think everybody was expecting Falcons to not even be here in the main event, and I think they were able to showcase in a big way what they are actually capable of with this new team. They're not the same Falcons that we saw last time at PMWI, and they were able to kind of back it up, right? They're a new team. It's a new team's Falcons. They're new roster. They were able to put up good performances. And the way they were able to actually start the match, start the day here, they were able to put up some illims as well, which, yeah, it is Sandhawk. Yes, there is some manage. You are able to take advantage of it, but it's still a good way to start the day.
I would say you have a very few amount of regions where the transition from your home region to international events like PMGC, PMWI is really rough. One of those is NA, but also Africa, right?
Yeah.
Is it always going to do the same reaction?
There's nobody from NA here.
It is literally
It is my region, but I always tell them the same thing. I mean, if you're not going to be here, what do you want me to talk about NA?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And Hyper where? And then Miss X started replacing.
We were talking about Team Falcons.
Miss X is what? I know, but I'm saying you mentioned NA, and I'm like, they're not even here.
I don't know, man. I'm scared to touch the NA topic because I'm pretty sure I got to go back and do PMPL NA coming up, and I don't need any hate messages from some of the players.
I mean, if they step it up, they'll be here. And then we'll actually get a chance to talk about them positively. I always tell them this, man. I've been doing NA for like, what, 5 years now?
You know what? Let's go in. Let's just end our careers here. You know, you look at PMPL NA in particular, if we're going to talk about it, go ahead, back to you in this conversation. You're associated.
Are we going to sugarcoat it? Because, I mean, we can't be biased.
I don't care if you're the best team in NA. That doesn't mean squat on the global scale. You can have your ego all you want, but if you get to an event like this and you can't compete, not necessarily calling it Mizexis, there's a couple of other teams I have in mind. I'm not going to say their name, though.
Say it.
No. Then, you know what? Like, get good.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. When was the last time that we actually went to an international event and we're like, okay, you know what? NA has a chance not to win.
When Zute was playing,
like top 5.
When Zute was playing, for me, it was like the first PMGC we had, Season 0, back in Malaysia in 2019.
Oh, that's when he had his best move.
And we had Carnage. Okay,
okay.
I do miss Carnage as well.
Yeah. And you had like Temple Storm back then. That's when I felt like, okay, NA has a chance. But the problem is NA is just fallen further and further behind. I think, in part, because of egos, but also in part because of the old guard kind of retiring and leaving Pubgmobile behind, not kind of sticking around, training the new generation of NA.
But then we had
Hotchix looks like he agrees.
Then we had Knights.
Or disagrees.
Then we had Knights, right? And then they ended up going to PMGC, and everything kind of fell apart, and then the team disbanded, and now we have Coops being able to dominate in a completely different region.
That's the issue. If you get too good in NA, you're getting picked up by another region.
Yeah, I mean, which is the right thing. And I always tell the players, too, hey, do it good, because there's other regions that are going to be looking, and if you can excel somewhere else, if you can make some money.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say that NA and Africa, which was the initial point, is that they are regions that's really hard to transition to these big global events. So yeah, you don't get too many opportunities to play at this stage, but it feels like the level of play is just like kind of similar year after year, right? And it's not too many improvements to that region.
I've been saying for years, it's like you get to an event like this, you know, for Mizex's case, in this certain situation, you take what you learn here, you bring it back to your region, and you try to help the region improve, and you try to dominate the region. But I feel like a broken record. I've been saying that for like 3-4 years now. And at some point, you just have to wonder what's going to happen.
That's why I was so excited to see what NHyper was going to be able to do in this event, and it didn't end up happening, and then it just
well, we did have one of the players here last year, GK First.
Yeah.
Under TJB, right? Under the TJB flag, and it didn't do well.
Yeah. That was a rough transition also for them, unfortunately. I mean, there were some moments where GK First did do well, but the team just were not able to compete at all at this level very clearly.
I just hope we actually get a chance to see a top NA team like NHyper at an international event so we can see what they're actually capable of at a LAN event, not online.
Well, maybe next year that'll happen. To be fair, when you are playing like America's regionals or European regionals, some people are playing with higher pings than others, and it does make it a lot more difficult to play. So maybe some more offline events can actually help step up the game. And a lot more of these international events, maybe some more regional clashes, stuff like that would make things a lot more exciting and obviously help take the skill you learn and kind of trickle it down.
I think the regional clashes in particular are really cool actually to have, to get some more knowledge and some more clashes of metas between all these different regions. I mean, one we're going to be having after this event is going to be nice to see MEA versus Europe, which we very rarely see, right? So the European teams that rarely make it out outside of their home region, which is mainly the old Eastern Stars team,
I would
can get some good info.
I would want to see Max, sorry to cut you off, I want to see North America against Turkey.
Against who?
Turkey.
Turkey. Say Turkey. Did you say North America or America?
Yeah, North America.
Okay, North America.
Yeah.
Not Americas.
No, not Americas.
NA.
Yeah,
okay.
It's PMPL region,
That's
right?
a bloodbath.
I know.
Okay.
You know what I want to see?
They would get a lot of good experience because in NA, we saw this especially. We're like, oh yeah, that team would not get away with that against other teams. And I feel like that's something that they need more of a shock, especially in NA. Like sometimes they get away for too long with like easy stuff, and it just becomes a habit for them that once they get to actually this stage, it completely backfires.
Actually, a very interesting point to make. I'm really happy you bring that up because it made me remember what's been happening in Europe. We had the CIS teams coming over, and they've been able to gather
so I'm just
much
getting
info.
PTSD from the song every time.
I'm just trying to go
It's a new Silver Scrapes. All right, it's time to head into game here, and hopefully I don't get cut off this time with Kalaris, and let's go, Jukes!
Let's go! Here we go.
Jeez, that was loud.
We are headed into Arrogale. What can I say? I have one volume, and it's set to max.
It's set to American.
May I get it max?
There you go. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yes.
No, he's French, he's quiet.
Oh, le bison. Oh, le petit bison. Le bison. That's right.
You know, I'm sad, man. My premium limited edition intro was squandered on the regame.
It really was.
I'm
It was
so
so
sorry.
good. It was so good. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was too good.
Yeah, maybe.
They said, you know what? We just have to settle for the let's go.
I guess. All right, well,
Is what it is.
Let's go. There you go.
Let's go indeed. Look at this. Here we go. First Arrogale here of the day. Northern play path this time, much more favorable for a lot of these teams.
Yes, so they're going to be much happier with what they're seeing so far, and maybe we see slight adjustments here and there. But one thing's for sure, if you're going north of the river, you're going to have a much easier time of getting to where you want to go. You see Vampire drop on out here, heading towards that kind of, well, south of South George area to get things started. And likewise, where is 628? Because their reach down towards Primorsk is a little longer. They're going to drop west coast and maybe drive down. But looking at that circle, that's a long drive to then get to the circle. They'll probably end up doing it, though.
Yep, they're going to have to indeed. Probably we'll see them kind of take that southern route all the way down and then rotate possibly up the edge coastline. Oh, what do you see?
A knock already on Stalwart and a complete finish. We're looking at the map, but this is an important fight. Meanwhile, there's another fight going on with GK and D plus Kia.
Double fight. Here we go. GK Esports looking to get it done right here next to Rozhawk. And this compound, I assume both of these teams are going for that vehicle that is in that garage most likely. And they are going to have to battle it out because of that. A much more favorable start for Infinity IQ.
I mean, considering Rozhawk's just so close and the split that S2G was taking in Allstars is completely open, I'm surprised that this is going down the way it is. I mean, if you want to wrestle for what is effectively garden location, cool, you can, but I don't think it holds as much value as you may think. Or they may think.
Yes, indeed. Let's see how he's going to start this off. He's got that over-under shotgun. He has to hit it. 2 bullets. He's got his teammate right next to him. Oh, he's actually got 3, so they're going to have an advantage. Oh, a stun grenade blinds them both, and they're going to have to do some shots, completely blind the situation. You can even see Osel shooting his own teammate, Satan, up close with the S12K. Has to hit the shot, but so much hesitancy. Look how much time these players are taking to reset over and over.
Ragnar holding the angle here. A big jump shot coming in as well as Haith is going to try and get this going alongside the S12K. 3 down. Satan has to make a miracle play happen here. They know where he is. They're going to prioritize him instead of going for those flushes and trying to pump him out with the pumpy. As Satan goes for a jump shot against it, but I don't think it's going to work on out. There's no way he wins this, surely.
He hit him too, but he's down to 1 HP. Gets it done after all. Gonna go ahead and go for that pump shotgun. Can Satan pull off another miracle play for the first time here in this tournament? He's gonna get a double most likely.
He's low.
One more shot. Missed it again. How is he missing all these shots? Oh, that had to hurt.
That did. There was very little opportunity there for them to salvage that, and they will be going down. 7 points from the previous game, nothing for this one. Stalwart is bailing as they got caught very early. Here it was a run over here as Infinity IQ were able to finish off top. That's got to hurt.
Hey, Infinity IQ getting a little bit of revenge, right? We saw a run over happen to them, but now they're the ones doing the run over, so that's going to be not the best start for Stalwart Esports, especially considering they're coming off of a chicken dinner. But, you know, we have a nice northern circle, very, very typical. Teams are taking a little bit of time to get looted up here.
Yeah, and speaking of getting looted up, this is actually Stalwart looking for somewhere that they could potentially call home in this circle. They dropped, they knew that they had someone be run over, and the trash loot that they had around or west of that shelter area was not enough. Now they're rotating south away from the circle, knowing that farms taken, Milta's taken, any trash loot would be kind of not very wise. They're coming down here to Novo for a better loot secure. There is a world where they could take a boat from here and enter far north, but that's a quite ridiculous call. If they did it, it would be insane. They might just probably drive back up.
Oh, I want to live in that dimension, though.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now, where that happens.
It's next level plays, but I don't think they're going to do it. I've seen it before, though.
The thickest of botates.
Yeah,
and this, if honestly, if it's going to happen, this is the zone for it to happen on. Because to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, they are having to go all the way down to Novo to loot up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be difficult to push up the circle. But we'll see how fast they're able to get that loot and go. Only with 3 players on the board. First game in the books. First day is so important in this tournament because we've seen it happen. We saw it just there in the All-Star stage. Towards the last day, the last game, there's so many teams that have nothing to lose. So you do not want to put yourself in a situation where you're needing points in the last game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we saw as close as, you know, Aegon I8, for example, in the All-Stars. You, towards the later stages of it, got a 32-point game and still weren't able to get here, right? So you want to really hit the floor running for this. As with a circle like this as well, with the rotations we were talking about earlier, whilst we're seeing all these teams jostle for position, the Rejects, Anti-Amber are also not exactly afraid of doing some kind of bridge camp, especially on a circle like this, against a team that would normally drop down the military or something like that, with DRS eventually moving down here. So they'd be anticipating that team coming over, not necessarily a Stalwart.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that bridge camp, but man, you just, those are the dagger to the heart hearing that, because just seeing those RI8 players after a 30-point chicken dinner.
32.
Yeah, 32 points. Just with their hands on their head saying, why didn't we just start playing like this earlier? Ugh.
Oh, sorry, you're on about R8, 30 points in the last game. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm thinking about so many big games, which were so impactful, so close, but not getting them on. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, it was absolute insanity here. But you know what? We're here on the main stage. A lot of teams looking to pick up a big chunk of all that cheddar, that big prize pool that we have here. $2 million at stake, literally doubled it here for this tournament. We can still get Fireflux, looking to possibly go for some vehicles, looking to use that 4-car strat. You know, everybody just taking it kind of easy right now, just trying to get looted up, getting ready for the next circle.
Yeah, you can play this circle slow because of the differences that exist in the circle, right? You can eventually have to go all the way up Stalber, try and play the side of Stalber Mountains. You have to sometimes play Yas Fields here. So I don't think there's any hurry for a lot of these teams to try and scramble for a center position, because center could quite easily not have any value whatsoever in 2 circles time. Like, you go and pitch up at Alamo, south of Yas Fields, right? And then all of a sudden the circle shifts away from you. What are you supposed to do?
Yep, and who knows? We may even see a Stalper finish, maybe even a Kameshki.
Maybe. Well, steady on.
That would
Let's
be
not get too
interesting.
wild.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy here. Let's take a look here at the bottom. We can see GK Esports completely focused right now, laser focused after their rough start in Sandhawk.
Yes.
So now they
to
have
a great start.
Yeah, 4 eliminations on a D+ Kia, and it was a very well fought. I love seeing battles at this stage because they're so patient. Even though they have a couple players knocked, you don't see any kind of crazy sends. No, they'll reset 3, 4, 5, 6 times if they have to.
And we're going to see a difference in the next game, right? I doubt we're going to see that compound fight again from D+ Kia going up against GK and the next Erangel. And dead center. Wow. Okay, so A lot of priority compounds. Where are we going? I'm thinking to myself, southwest of Yasnaya Polyana. Already we're seeing Fireflux there. They're going to be taking up some of those locations. GK is in the area as well. All of this is about to get very hectic because it's quite flat terrain.
Oh, yes, it is. Tianba trying to get a rotation on, but Twisted Minds is waiting for them. They were right next to him, and you can see as Dami does go down, Tianba do have one knocked in the process. Crypto, monster player, trying to get some sight lines here as Ren's backing it up, looking to rotate away from this.
Currently sat over at Alamo's Twisted Minds as Easy and Crypto going to lock this down, looking each and every way. Some big names on Twisted Minds, big expectations from the fans to see the guys like Crypto be able to perform here on the international stage. Tianba just finds themselves in this position where they're just covering themselves with smokes for the moment. They do know that Alamo was taken thanks to the shots that they could hear over there.
They did get an elimination onto Twisted Minds, so they are big chilling right now. Getting a nice little reset for themselves. Taking a look at Reject Tokyo. We saw them a little bit earlier, but now we got eyes on to 628. Oh, there they are now. They were the first team to really get eliminated in that Sandhawk match. Just got picked apart little by little, so they really need a good bounce back game here.
Yeah, and just to play your next game a little bit more slow, get some kind of change your mental state about it, and if you're playing slow, surviving into some of the later stages of the game, you can be okay indeed.
As we take a look at, for those of you guys looking at the map stream, we're starting to see Stalwart push from the south side, but there is a battle going on between Infinity IQ and Tianba, battling it out here at the Blues, right south of Yasnaya. Ren, gonna go ahead and push on in, and I think this battle might be done and dusted. They did end up picking up a couple, and actually another defeat right there. Yeah, that was from Infinity IQ, trying to do some split looting.
He was running about with the Scar. He has a DBS in hand as well here, as Infinity IQ is still in some of these craters that were created down in the south of the fields. So this is just close to Alamo, but again, Crypto has now moved up. You can see him on the high ground in the distance, doing some scouting, because with this kind of circle, it's unlikely usually that you would be able to stay there forever. There is a chance, of course, you know, but just going up to that slight high ground, getting as much information as possible across this field is going to be absolutely necessary.
100%. Yeah, that little hill right next to Alamo.
Yeah.
Pretty good spot. And let's see exactly where the zone's going to go, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Yasnaya field zone. Those are a dime a dozen. And
scary.
That'll definitely make things interesting. We may see some hay bale battles.
Yep.
As we see Stalwart all the way at the south side. They did come all the way from Crate, so they do get up here safely. But in order to get into a good position, oh, actually, this zone is actually a pretty favorable one for them.
Okay, so what am I seeing? Already, Heaven is still in play, right? So you've got Rosemary and Potato and the guys over there. They've got themselves technically a great spot to try and stage this from. It really depends on which side of the road it ends up going, right? If it does go east, they are absolutely sitting pretty. Very, very happy indeed. Meanwhile, you're seeing STE here trying to fight off against Rejects. Rejects needs to bail on out. And thankfully, no casualties just yet.
628 holding the edge of the circle now, just as we see the scramble to try to get into the center of the zone. Infinity IQ making some shots onto Solke. Are they able to bust out the buggy? No, instead they get ran over. Fireflux looking to do possibly even another run over from Solke. He jumps out but gets popped at the same time.
Trying his best to deal with this here, but it is difficult when you rock up on a location like this. Here comes Lutz once again. He's going for another one. Actually gets a full finish off, and he's able to finish it all off. Amazing to be able to get that kind of recovery, but they need to recover even a little bit more.
What a play there for Fireflux, but the battle has not stopped. Here comes Carrillo from Alpha 7 Esports, looking to apply some pressure onto GK as it's just Ragnar left. You can see his Falcon there just saying, buddy, we're in trouble.
Yeah, Fireflux was going to be eliminated in the distance as well. Twisted Minds were able to finish them off. Recovering where they were was very difficult. Vampire also taking a fight here with 628 in the distance. There's fights going on everywhere, not only on the edge of the circle, but there was teams scrambling to try and send through the middle to get themselves a good spot.
Ragnar with a huge nade onto Alpha 7 is able to pick up another elimination. So Alpha 7, even though it's just one player, making mistakes, and they lose 2 in the process.
Definitely. Ragnar just going to pop some stims to get going. Carrillo still alive. Sees 628 in the distance here, trying to rotate on around him. But another nade, not able to get too much done. Thank anything for the background.
You know exactly where he is, and unfortunately, they're not able to thread the needle and get any utility in there. So Ragnar is going to hold that down. I'm surprised to see so much hesitancy from Alpha 7. I don't think they want to walk outside right now. I think they feel like they're surrounded. But, man, losing 2 players like that is going to hurt. Let's see what TQ is going to do here from Team Falcons. Looking for some sight lines. He did spot something, so he's going to throw a pretty blind nade here. I think he figures that they could be behind the rock, but now after seeing that vehicle, he knows exactly where to throw it. Is it going to hit? Ooh, just a little off the mark.
Smoke's going to be a dead giveaway as well. That's why they throw them ahead and then run behind them and trying to bail from all of this. Goes for a spray, but realizes that they're just gone and will have to try and relocate himself.
That was really close there for Stalwart. Very fortunate for them to be able to get away from that alive without losing another member. As
where are we
of
going?
course, they did lose top early. Yeah, where are we going indeed? Where's that zone going? Nice hard shift again. So this zone is just hugging the edges every single time.
Ping-ponging around. That brings Heaven out of the equation actually here, so Alter Ego are going to have to leave from there. And actually, I mean, for the rest of the lobby, this is absolutely great, because if you have to deal with a team in Heaven, it acts like an absolute watchtower across the rest of the area. So there's going to be some teams wiping the sweat off their brow.
Oh, I kind of wanted to see some vehicles just YOLO, send it up, see some jump out crazy plays there. But yeah, we're not going to see that.
Land on the roof.
Yeah, we're not going to see that now. But for now, we're going to see some teams looking for all the best spots here in this next zone. Only a couple of buildings left. A lot of hills areas here. Let's see that nade one more time from Ragnar.
Big.
Oh my gosh.
Very well done.
Instant finish with that Bison.
Le pipi bison. Lovely.
Da ugora.
The blue team is unstoppable!
Mm.
Killing spree for the blue team. The blue team is heading to a perfect win. The blue team is unstoppable. The blue team is unstoppable.
ये ताज़ा ताज़ा कलवा था। वाओ।
Got supplies.
Dead.
Watch out. Watch out.
Là, on attend. जब गिव अवे होगा भाई सेम इशू विद एवरीवन लाना चल रहा है कसम से वालेकुम अस्सलाम जे गेमिंग भाई। वालेकुम अस्सलाम भाई। भाई मसला या ये क्या है भाई? ये नया मसला या गेम का भाई?